Hey folks, we are back with the next part of our rock, paper, scissors game. When last we left, we had a problem, and that problem looks like this. I'm going to go ahead and reveal and explore my file, open it up in my browser, and pick rock, and I lost. Let's go ahead and look at our console though, and see this user chose rock, CPU chose paper, I lost. Let's refresh, rock. The CPU chose rock and I tied. Let's refresh and choose gremlin, and I tied. So we need to fix this. There are a couple different ways we can do this, but one approach is to force the user to pick a correct item from the array, right? So let user pick rock, paper, scissors. The other problem that I'll go ahead and demonstrate right now is this. If I pick capital R-O-C-K, the user chose rock, the CPU chose scissors, I should have won, but I tied because of that capital R, which is throwing it off because, yes, JavaScript is taking this input as case sensitive. When it compares it, it's looking at if the CPU chose rock and the user chose scissors, lowercase, lowercase. So the nice thing is we have this little method called toLowerCase, right? And because it's a method, we're going to go ahead and do that. And so if we roll over it in VS Code, it says it's a method, and it converts all alphabetic characters in a string to lowercase, meaning it's going to convert user to lowercase. So now, when I go back and I refresh, and I type in rock, I tied. When I type in rock, I tied again, coincidentally. Whoops. Let's go rock, and I won. So you can see it's converting that to lowercase. But if I come back here and I chose gremlin, it's going to say I tied. And that's a problem. So we're going to use the power of the while loop. While user is not equal to rock. And this is where it gets interesting because we're going to use a logical. And I'm going to start with this, or user not equal to paper, or user not equal to scissors. Then what? Well, we're just going to keep asking, right? Copy, paste. We're going to keep asking for it. Okay, and we're going to keep that to lowercase because we would want that, right? So I'm going to come back to here, and I'm going to say gremlin, and it's going to have me pick again. And then I'm going to say turkey, and I pick rock, and that's a problem. Okay, so let's look at this. This logical statement says, if this is true, or this is true, or this is true, keep doing this. Well, in any given case, if I happen to type rock, that would evaluate to false. But this would be true, and this would be true. Okay, so the or is not the right logical operator. So let's try another one. Let's try and. And what this is saying is while user not equal to rock and user not. So this has to be true. So user is not equal to rock and user is not equal to paper and user is not equal to scissors. Of course, this is problematic because scissors didn't have quotes around it, so it wasn't a string. Then keep doing this. But if any one of these becomes false, in other words, if the user is equal to rock, then the whole thing falls through because and means all of these things have to be true. This, and this, meaning this, and this would have to evaluate to be true. Meaning if I had not picked rock, and I had not picked paper, and I had not picked scissors. I can pick any one of these, but anything outside of that's not going to work. So let's try it out. Cancel, refresh, and we'll try gremlin, and then we'll try rock, and we won. Okay? So that's the purpose of this while loop here. So that prevents two problems that we are addressing here in terms of user input. One, the case, right, which is an important consideration in terms of software design. And then two, to keep prompting until the user gets it right. Now, yeah, we could program more interesting things in here in terms of what happens if this happens. You could, you know, alert them and say, hey man, you did not pick rock, paper, scissors, right? And again, alert is one of the more annoying things, but you did not pick rock or paper or scissors. And that is not entirely inappropriate use of alert, right? Gremlin. Okay, so functionally that works okay. Again, I could do R-O-C-K and it's going to work because it turned it all to lowercase. So a couple of design considerations in the software in terms of making this functional as a program, right? So we dropped it to lowercase there, and then we just have a loop here that runs continuously unless the user picks rock, paper, or scissors. And again, that and means all of these things have to be true to keep doing this. If they pick rock or paper, scissors, it makes one of these false, which means the whole thing is false and it will keep running the software, or the program rather here. All right, on to the next video after this.